Hello, I'm Simon Whistler, you're watching TopTenzNet, and in the video today we're looking at the top 10 awesome specific skills learned by Special Forces units. Number 10. Tactical skiing and sniping bad guys with a revolver, GIGN.
Hailing from France, GIGN operatives are well versed in the use of somewhat unorthodox weaponry, most notably the MR73, a French-made revolver that can be customized to sport a sniper scope and bipod. As if being trained to use a revolver as a sniper rifle wasn't hardcore enough, due to the fact that they're required to operate everywhere from urban environments to the mountains, every single GIGN operative is trained on how to ski tactically. Exactly what this entails isn't clear, as the GIGN is understandably secretive about how it trains people, leaving us to imagine that it involves an unnecessarily large amount of backflips.
Number 9. Knife fighting on ice, South Korean Special Forces.
While most every military unit on Earth trains its soldiers in the basics of knife fighting, South Korean Special Forces go one step further by teaching their commandos to fight using a knife on ice. As part of their training, all South Korean Special Forces troops, including commandos from their awesomely named White Tiger Battalion, train extensively in sub-zero temperatures and snow. To teach them to maintain their fine motor skills even in bitingly cold temperatures or while suffering extreme discomfort, commandos are also required to perform knife fighting exercises in the snow while standing on frozen ground while their opponent is actively trying to stab them.
Number 8. Tactical Randy Savage-style elbow drops, the South Korean Special Forces, again.
Gong Musul, I'm really not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is the official martial art practiced by South Korean Special Forces, and it's based on Taekwondo. Invented as a response to North Korean commandos whooping their asses in one-on-one fistfights along the Korean border and blending together elements of numerous other martial arts, experts in this martial art are able to utilize almost any part of their body in order to snap a human neck. Owing to the fact that it was created to kill or otherwise incapacitate another human being as quickly and efficiently as possible, the martial art places a particular emphasis on crushing throat strikes, usually delivered from the air by means of an elbow drop.
Number 7. Firing and reloading a gun one-handed, Korean National Police.
We promise we'll talk about a place other than Korea soon, but we couldn't not talk about how baller the South Korean SWAT is. Like many other SWAT units from around the globe, KNP SWAT is trained extensively in the use of small arms like pistols and submachine guns to the point that they can, quite literally, use them one-handed. The reasoning behind this being that if an individual SWAT officer loses the use of one of his arms, either through injury or because they're dragging someone to safety, they might still need to put down a suspect using the other arm.
Number 6. Punching bricks in half, People's Liberation Army of China.
When it comes to military grandstanding, few countries can hold a candle to China, whose military demonstrations are so excessively extravagant that their own generals were forced to admit that they spent so long training for them that they barely had time to teach their soldiers actually useful skills. For example, for many years, almost every soldier in the PLA was required to learn how to shatter a brick with their fist for no other reason than to make them look tough during military demonstrations. The PLA stopped training soldiers to do this in 2014 as part of a modernization effort.
Number 5. Tactical backflips, Spetsnaz GRU.
Spetsnaz GRU is a special forces unit so secretive that their actual official logo is the Batman symbol, and so badass that DC has never had the cojones to sue them. Though trained in all aspects of warfare, Spetsnaz commandos have something of an affinity and flair for acrobatics. While it may seem unnecessary to teach its men how to throw hatchets while flipping through the air, dropkick their way through windshields, or take down suspects by leaping onto their shoulders and punching them in the neck, it is a remarkably effective way to demoralize or surprise a potential enemy who has never been trained specifically how to counter backflips, so like 99% of the world's soldiers.
Number 4. Shooting 2 revolvers, Soviet counterintelligence, SMERSH.
SMERSH is a now defunct aspect of the Soviet government that operated during World War II between 1943 and 1946. It was tasked with tracking down and murdering spies. As they existed in a time before the widespread proliferation of submachine guns and other such guns capable of putting 30 to 40 bullets into a person's torso in the time it takes to sneeze, operatives for SMERSH were taught a decidedly more awesome way to fire way more bullets than they needed, firing 2 pistols at once. Although the skill has now almost entirely fallen out of use because of the existence of things like machine pistols, it still periodically does appear in video games.
Number 3. Rope combos, Japanese Riot Police.
The Japanese Riot Police, particularly those in Tokyo, are amongst the best trained in the world, thanks in part to the emphasis they place on teaching officers how to restrain suspects using sick combos. As part of their training, all Riot Police are taught Taiho Jutsu, which roughly translates to the art of arresting, teaching them skills such as how to properly apply a joint lock, slap someone in the neck, and restrain them with a length of rope. Just to be clear, we're not making that last one up. The Japanese police really are taught to hog tie and whoop someone's ass with a piece of rope, and it's generally required for most hopeful Riot or Special Police Officer trainees in Japan to have at least a black belt in one martial art.
Number 2. How to use a car as a weapon. Delta Force.
While the exact nature of the training is understandably secretive, we can go into a little more detail about the specifics of what operatives learn when they do their dynamic driving course. Along with learning how to take out other cars, drive straight through roadblocks, and drift like a pro, agents are also taught how to properly drive at high speed and control their vehicle while being shot at or doing handbrake turns through the front of a McDonald's. Okay, so we made that last bit up, but you know someone from Delta Force could probably totally still do that.
Number 1. Strangling people with piano wire. JW GROM.
Recognized as Poland's elite counterterrorism unit, GROM is a highly effective fighting force that specializes in capturing and killing suspects using a variety of methods and unconventional warfare. Most infamously, GROM agents are well versed in what they refer to as cold killing. When asked to define exactly what cold killing was by a reporter in 2003, the founder of GROM tersely responded that a GROM agent can create a weapon from, well, many things. When asked if this happened to include things like piano wire, the founder of GROM coldly responded, yes.
So I really hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please do give us a like below and use the comment section to let us know what you think. Also, over there on the right are a couple of other videos you might enjoy, so be sure to check those out, and thank you for watching.